Hi guys, the Express Tribune is live with Kamal Ahmed from Soul Sisters Pakistan. She's the founder of Soul Sisters Pakistan, a platform which is basically for women from all over Pakistan or across the globe.
It's basically Pakistani women across the world.
Yeah, so they can come, they share their opinion about several things, they share their problems with women, they get suggestions, advice from professionals, non-professionals, housewives, everyone, right?
Exactly.
So Kaval, can you tell us what it exactly is and how did it start?
Okay, so Soul Sisters Pakistan is basically a Facebook group, to put it very simply, and it has a diverse range of women. We have housewives, professionals, students, basically women, Pakistani women between the ages of 18 to around 55.
Okay, so there is a cap.
Yeah, there is
18.
Yeah, but I would say that most of the women on the group are probably like 20 to 35-year-olds.
Okay.
The other group age groups are like a little less in number.
So what do you do? Like there are girls, basically now we see that girls who are 10 years old, they're on Facebook, 12 years old, they're on Facebook. How did you find out? Like, what do you do?
It's very easy to screen profiles for a Facebook group, and whenever you're basically, when you go on the admin panel, Facebook tells you everything. Okay, when they join Facebook, and obviously you can go on their profiles as well and kind of figure out who it is. So it's really simple to filter people out. Okay.
So how did it all start? I mean, were you just a bunch of girls just, talking to someone, let's start this for women, or just you wanted a platform for yourself? How did it all start?
I was running this group called Karachi Salons Explorer just before this one, and I realized that it was just so much fun for women to talk about on that particular group, fashion and beauty. Because sometimes the topics would even go beyond just beauty. Like for example, if somebody was discussing, let's say, wedding makeup, so they would even start talking about weddings in general and like husbands and just the whole process, yeah. And then I realized that it's not just these things that we need a support group for, it's also just everyday issues. And honestly, I think there are some things that you don't want to discuss with your friends or your family because they have biases for you or against you. So you want to go to a third person and ask them for advice, and then I realized that okay, we need a support group. And basically, I think that it's really difficult in Pakistan for women to have a safe space. I don't think there are as many, and Soul Sisters was the first Facebook group that provided that. So I'm really happy that now it's just grown so much and people trust it so much, and now it's even developed into a blog, so it's pretty cool.
So where did you get that? Okay, we'll move to the blog and the page later, since it's just about the group right now. Okay, so basically I think being I call myself an active member, but so I saw over time that people had started taking screenshots, which is still happening now. People take screenshots, show it to men, this is what's going on this group. So what hurdles do you face in trying to keep it private and secretive?
Okay, so it is my belief that anything on the internet and everything on the internet, like nothing can be basically private. Because once you're out on the internet, there is somewhere or the other that word will get around. I mean, आप ये भी सोचें ना कि अगर 3 दोस्त होते हैं, उनमें भी कोई बात होती है तो फैल जाती है. So I mean, this is the internet you're talking about. So I always advise people that just be careful about what you say. If there's something that you want to talk about that you don't want others to find out,
don't write it.
Or just go anonymous. So I think it's everybody's own responsibility to take care of themselves on the internet, especially because in this day and age when it's actually pretty scary how things can, the extent that things can get to. So I just think I try to tell people this from time to time because there's honestly no way that I can stop 17,000 members from screenshotting.
By the way guys, there are 17,000 women on the group. And for all those who are logging on right now, we're live with Kaval from Soul Sisters Pakistan. If you have any questions regarding the group, the page, you can write your questions in the comments section. Kaval, there are some comments for you. Kaval, you look wonderful. You look
Thank
gorgeous, Kaval.
These are all my soul sisters.
Yeah, Zara Jamal says you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wafa saying hi. It's
Hi,
great to
Wafa.
see you. Albina says good job. Okay, so moving back to the questions.
Yeah.
Now about the, how everything has to be criticized in our society. So the group saw a lot of criticism, and then there were counter groups, right? There's another group which we will not name, but I think it started after Soul Sisters.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? Like, what if tomorrow that group also decides to grow and, as competition, how do you look at it?
Okay, so I think it's not just in Pakistan but anywhere in the world that anything that goes public will face criticism. I think criticism is basically the driving force for me. It's motivation for me. If somebody criticizes me, then it just gives me a stronger boost to make myself better. And about other groups that have spun out of this one, I wish them all the best, because if their agenda is to support women and to give them a platform, then I hope that they also grow to the same extent, because there can never be enough support groups for women. So I don't think that there is any such thing as competition. Even generally among women, I don't think that there should be competition, because it's already such a hard world for us, especially Pakistani women, that agar hum ek dusre ko bhi, if we're pulling each other down, then it's just
that's
going to be a bad world.
Just
so I'm really happy that there are more groups, and see, every group has its own personality. So if somebody doesn't like Soul Sisters but the other group's personality fits them and it helps them in some way, then I'm really happy for that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so Kaval, I'm sure I know you're really busy. You keep flying in and out of Pakistan. So, but do you get time to read the stories on the group? Anonymous posts.
So basically, I am always on my phone, which is kind of unfortunate now. But I read every single thing. Almost, unless it's a post like where will I get Peshawari chappals from, I'll probably skip that, but I try to read all the stories.
Skip biryani posts.
No, that's just blasphemous.
Guys, if you want any favors from Kaval, please send her loads of biryani.
Yeah, you can buy me with biryani.
Okay, so was there a specific post that was a breakthrough for you and you were like, okay, no, this is why I need to do this for women out there? And you went an extra mile to help that particular person.
There have been several such posts. There have been women who have been financially strapped, or women who've been in difficult domestic situations. And I mean, I can't name them obviously, but it's been a pleasure to help them and to know that right now they're better off than they were when they contacted me. And obviously, I can't say that I help each and every person that comes my way, because even for me, it's difficult. I don't have that many resources, but I do try my best, or at least refer them to people who can help them out. So,
and okay. So we see domestic violence. We see how women don't get equal rights, and they're struggling in daily life basically. Or if a woman's about to get married, she's facing issues, telling her parents, no, I don't want this to happen. So what would your advice be to women who want to put their foot down? If the experience that you've gained so far, any person learns from their experiences. What have you learned? How would you tell a woman to put her foot down and this is how you're supposed to grow and find your own path?
Okay, for me, I just think that it's really important for a person to individually stand up for themselves. I don't think that anybody else can fight for your rights. You have to fight for your own rights. And I know that in some cases it's very easy to give this advice to someone, but I mean, you need to try hard. Like for example, if you're in an abusive relationship and you just stick around because you think someday it's going to get better, it's honestly not. It's just going to get worse and worse. So I think that this is a decision that a person has to make, and it takes a very strong heart and mind to actually be able to do that.
Yeah. So, thank you for that. And okay, so now moving on to the blogs page.
Yeah.
So when you started the page, how did it all begin?
Okay, so when I was reading all these stories constantly on the group, I realized that we need to put some of these stories out for the public to read, because obviously group pe to sab nahi read kar sakte, right? And I was like, these are stories that the media isn't showing. These are stories of real women that need to be heard. And that's when I realized that, okay, I'm going to invest in a blog. And I got a team to build a blog. I have a sub-editor.
And you have a wonderful office.
Yeah, we have a cool office. And so we started, picking certain stories.
Was it difficult for you to leave your, I think you don't actually live in Pakistan, right?
I don't. I live in Jeddah. My husband and I live in Jeddah.
So was it difficult for you to, decide on coming here?
Yeah, so I keep coming and going, and it's really disruptive now because I have a daughter as well, and she gets really upset when we come. But that's why she approved like 7,000 random people on the group today.
Guys, if you were added on the Soul Sisters Pakistan group, that was by mistake. So please do not feel lucky. You're not the lucky ones, the chosen ones.
No, so it's very difficult, obviously, but then I think everything has a price, so it's fine. Like, we manage. I keep flying back and forth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So where do you plan on taking it further? Like, we saw a meetup that you organized. I was there, and I feel it was great. Like 350 women. The first meetup was, I think, 150.
Yeah.
I think have you ever imagined organizing a meetup for 17,000 women?
No. I think that would be a rally. That would be a political rally.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
So how was it? Like, I mean, where do you plan on taking it? I recently read that you're planning to do something for women who are facing issues like, weight, health issues, to have a talk for them, a session for them. So what all do you plan on doing?
For the rest of the year, I plan to have mini sessions on specific topics that really affect women. And these can be health, emotional, societal, any problems or any issues. And I want to call women from those fields to be able to talk to us. So I think that constructive discussions and heart-to-hearts are the way forward for me. And other than that, we have a couple of projects in the pipeline which I cannot disclose. But so there's a lot happening, and it's all going to be slowly revealed as I'm able to.
Okay, Manu, that's fine. So what difficulties do you generally face? Okay, please tell us about the 7,000 people today.
Okay, there are, every single day I get thousands of requests to be added on the group, and today there were 7,000 requests pending, and my daughter happened to have my phone, so she accidentally clicked approve all. So every single random profile like Lucky Adnan and cute Larki, everybody got added, and
so we're just thank you Kamal Baji.
So we're just working on deleting all the people who were added today.
Soha saying, hey Kabul, I'm a soul sister, and on behalf of the entire group, I'd like to acknowledge all the efforts that you put in for us without expecting anything in return. I think
Thank you so much.
Great. I mean, you don't expect anything in return.
Yeah, so for me, the group itself has been such a help, and the fact that it's now, a platform where we're able to talk about other women and their stories is actually great, because I know that when initially I started the blog, some of the stories we published, people were so happy because they were like, हमने इतने बारों में अपनी ये stories भेजी लेकिन कोई publish नहीं करता, because उनके अपने criteria वगैरह होते हैं, and you guys published it, and those stories went viral because they were so amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I was able to provide that.
And I think once what happened was some story was picked up from, an anonymous post was picked up from the group. I was taken as a blog in one of the publications. How did you know?
I don't remember.
So because I remember, and then the blog had to be taken down. So if at all, things like these happen, how would you deal with it?
I just think that it's something it's all about ethics. If a publication feels that there's a certain post on the group that deserves, to be published on their web blog or on their magazine, then they can always contact me as well as the original poster. And if both of the parties allow, then they're more than welcome to publish it on their platform. There are no issues with that. But if somebody just takes a screenshot and posts it on their website or whatever for masala or for ratings, and that's just like wrong. You didn't take the permission of any of the involved parties, and you're just basically, exploiting.
Yeah, that's unethical, guys. So okay, so about women, there's so many women on your group. I mean, so you started your own YouTube channel, your vlogs and all of that. So I mean, is there a concept behind doing all of that, the videos that you do? You recently made a tutorial for scarves.
Yeah.
And
I'm delving into videos slowly because it's not a platform that I've used before. But I hope that with each video there's a message. For example, a couple of funny ones that we've done, we've tried to put a message related to women behind it.
Yeah.
So that's what our main aim with the videos is.
And what about you face some sort of criticism on your tutorial, right?
On my scarf tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that I don't know, like, it's just that maybe for some people wearing a headscarf isn't just what hijab is. For them it goes even beyond that. But I think that for me, if anybody is taking any step to make themselves more spiritual or religious or whatever it is that they want to be, then it's their own thing. It's not something that we can attack or criticize.
With that, with a lot of criticism, not just towards you, towards women in general or anyone's post in general, would that lead to banning that person from the group? What's your criteria?
So on the group, nobody criticized me. On the public page they did. But then again,
It's
public
open to
pages pe to bahut kuch hota hai. Every single person who's active on Instagram in this country and in other countries, they face so much crap on social media that this is.
So you're ready for it, basically.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
out
really
there
ready for
to
it.
face everything.
I have no emotional attachment to anything negative being said about me.
That's
so I'm
great.
totally chill.
Yeah. That's really amazing. And Kamal, how do you deal with family in Jeddah, your daughter, and I'm sure like as she's growing up, she's gonna have to go to school. So,
I mean, well, I don't plan on sending her to school till she's 3 or 4 because I don't believe in like early education.
Yeah.
But about family, my husband's very supportive. He's fine with me traveling back and forth. He encourages me actually.
Because that's if you're thinking your husband won't let you work, I mean, just talk, right?
Yeah, I think I mean, for me it was easy because my husband comes from a family where women are empowered and where they're respected for what they want to do in life. But I understand that for some women that's very difficult. But I hope that there are examples that we can set that they can show their families that this woman is also working and doing her thing, so why not? But so alhamdulillah, I have a supportive family. My mom, she helps out a lot. My sister, she's a big support. So it really matters who you have around you.
Okay, Kamal, we have a question for you.
Yeah.
Amara Zulfikar is asking, what is the greatest challenge you face running the group and keep it going successfully?
The greatest challenge was what I faced, Amara, initially, that I used to get emotionally involved with anything and everything that happened on the group. Like if somebody was upset or mean, I would get emotionally involved. But now I've learned to distance myself from that. So I think that's the biggest challenge, because obviously if you're interacting with 17,000 people, I mean even 2,000-3,000 people, then you do tend to get very involved. So I've learned to slowly distance myself from that. That was the biggest challenge.
And you've overcome it.
I've overcome it now, thankfully, in 3 years.
So I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of compliments for you, Kamal.
Thank you. Thank you guys for all the compliments and for cheering me on.
Oh my God, Baba Ji saying you can serve your nation in any capacity you have as you wish. So there are men who are also, who think great.
Thank you, Baba Ji.
Baba Ji. Okay, Mariam Khan says, I'm one of the oldest members of the group and I have to say that I'm so proud of how Kamal has worked so hard. And
if this is the Mariam Khan who was with me in IB in grammar school, then hi Mariam, thank you for all this support.
She was the one who encouraged me to form Healing Hearts Karachi.
So Mariam Khan has a group for women who've been through a divorce, and they meet every once in a while. They've formed themselves through Soul Sisters, and they have basically a circle where they sit and talk things out, which I think is great.
That's
because
amazing.
You need a support group like that of a specific set of women who have been through similar situations. So she's doing a great job.
That's amazing. I'd like to bring this up. I once posted anonymously. I asked, I think Nadia or one of the girls to post for me, and it was about how my mom's a single parent.
Okay.
So it was about how my mom would deal with it after, because my sister's married, so after. And then the girls were so supportive on the group. Oh no, just ask your mom to join the group and we'll meet her, we'll talk to her. She get a lot of help and I felt so good. And at that point I was like, why did I post anonymously? I should have just done it.
Yeah. So sometimes I also feel that there's some posts that don't even need to be anonymous. Like, guys, you don't have to be scared. There's some things you can just come out and say it. And hopefully, I hope that, the rest of us can support you in any capacity that we can.
Okay, so
I see lots of flying hearts.
Yeah, Kokab's asking how much of your personal life you have to compromise while working for SSP?
My personal life mostly revolves around eating and sleeping. So I'm always checking my phone while I'm eating, and in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, I keep getting up to check my phone. So I'd say no, my personal life is not affected as much.
Zara Hussain has a special message for you. Kamal's minion is watching. Even though I'm so sleepy, you look lovely.
Alright, thanks,
That's
Zara.
great. So I mean, even if you are working so hard and if you don't have a social life, but there are women who you can always, look back to and get some support from.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
And so, Kamal, before we end the video, do you have any advice to the women who are working, who are thinking of working, or anything in life generally?
No, I just want to say that follow your heart, follow your dreams. Don't compare yourself against other women. Don't try to be like them. Be you. Because I think that's most important, and don't try to pull each other down, try to lift each other up, because किसी को ऊंचा चढ़ाने से या किसी को lift करने से you're not the one who's gonna fall. I feel like women should empower each other, and they should really support each other, and that's the only way forward. Because if we keep pulling each other down in a society that is already pulling us down, then it's just going to be disastrous. So that's my only message, and other than the fact that you should pursue your passions.
And sorry, there are so many questions coming in, I can't.
Really?
I mean, yeah. So there are two girls, as Maida and FIFA, who are asking you, where do you see the group in the next 3 years, and what are your aspirations?
So I have a gazillion aspirations, to be honest. I'm currently trying to figure out which one I want to follow. So there are lots of talks on the table right now, but hopefully soon I will be able to announce what we're doing next with the group, because obviously there's only a certain lifespan of the Facebook group. Eventually I do know that it's going to grow beyond a certain limit, and then I'll need to move to another platform. So we're just figuring that out, but you guys will be the first to know.
But do you know that our government is probably planning on banning Facebook in Pakistan?
So I'm up to my own things. The government can't stop us.
That's great, guys. Please take a lot of tips from her.
Are there more questions?
Okay, that's Gule Zara. Can I read out her request, please?
Sure.
I'm a Dubai-based lifestyle and food blogger. Heard a lot about Soul Sisters, but my request is still pending.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of those every day.
Okay, so yeah. Zirgam Khan is saying someone whose life revolves around eating and sleeping actually runs a group which involves girls in influencing others to actually take aggressive steps. Bravo.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of
I think all our personal lives revolve around eating and sleeping. They're separate from our career and our professional aspirations and motivations. So yeah.
So that's great, Kabul. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us, talking to the women out there, and best of luck for the future.
No, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.